Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Celtic Uncut Review podcast. My name is Ryan Clifford, and joining me in this episode is Jason and JP with the three Ronnies this week.
Can't get the three Ronnies, mate. I'm having it. You can't take that title off me, mate. It's not happening. You get the three Eagles or something like that. The three Stooges or Salgy, something like that. But definitely, no, you can't have three Ronnies, mate. Don't be silly.
As I said, boys, Jason and JP with us this week. This episode, obviously, it's the Hearts pre-match. They've got a decent result there away in Europe, so will that impact the game on Sunday? Jason, for me personally, I obviously hasn't watched the game. Hearts didn't really put up much of a fight apart from the penalty, but Zurich's didn't look the best. I think if it was us playing them, it'd have been done by half time, but again, be a different level of the two teams. But me personally, Jason, I think it will take an impact off Hearts because 90 minutes chasing the ball about, came back for a defeat. They've only really got a day and a half really properly to recover. They've got Celtic high in spirits, basically high as we've been since the start of the season. Had a lot of time off to recover and reflect for the last week. So I think it'll be a hard game for Hearts, mate, but hopefully a good week as well, mate.
Alright guys, just a normal day for me, mate, just at working. I think it'll have an impact. I don't think they've got the big enough squad to be able to do that, especially when they brought on Forrest and Boyce and they gave them about 15-20 minutes. I think that's a massive thing. We've had a full week to sort of rest, and which is the luxury we've got now. But that I watched a wee bit of the game. Also, I was getting away to sleep in there. That Zurich, I wasn't really that impressed with them. But I think we'll run over the top of Hearts. They're going to need to make. I think Halkett went off injured in the first 6 minutes. That's a massive blow for them. He's going to need to make changes, and I think I think it will. I think this will affect their full season. To be honest with you, how they play the Thursday, Sunday in Europe. I said that right at the start before the pre-season that it would have an effect on them, and I stand by it. I don't think the players will be able to go Thursday, Sunday. As you've just said, we'll be fresh. We've had a full week to prepare. And judging the way we've been playing in Kilmarnock, we beat Kilmarnock on Sunday there, I don't think it will be any different.
And on Kilmarnock, I thought it was I don't want to say a piece of cake, but I don't want to be disrespectful, but I don't think we commit a second or third year, to be honest with you. And that's us winning 5-0. Missed a few chances, so if you take the chances against, it could be even if it is Hearts, it could be anything. Like I've said to JP, doesn't matter who we play. If it's Rangers, Hearts, fucking East Stirling, you're going one of these days we're going to get a cricket score, and it could be Sunday. I know people are expecting a tough game, Jason, because obviously it's Hearts and they are the third best team in Scotland at the moment. But like you says, they might need to bolster their squad to the end of the season if they are. Because they're guaranteed European football no matter what, if it's Europa League or Conference. So for them, like you say, to go Thursday to Sunday against Celtic, and then obviously they're playing Rangers, Hibs, Aberdeen, it will be a tough task, especially on the leg. So I do agree with you, mate, that Sunday for me anyway, if we commit the traps that I think we will and get an early goal, it's going to be a hard task for Hearts, especially the second half.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think you said something in the podcast I listened to the other day, and it was you'd alluded back to when Rodgers was in charge and we were turning up to games, and it was how much we were going to win by. I think you said something along the lines or something like that. I think that's what I'm like to do. Like, I'm that confident about how I don't know how much we'll win by, but we will win. But it's just we're going to have a big enough squad to be able to deal with the European stuff. They've not, which is, that's just the way that it is. But with Halkett going off, that boy was at Sybil that come on. He's obviously going to need to play because I think that's his backup. So he's going to need to play, and they need to come up another level for playing against Celtic or Rangers. Do you know what I mean? And we're a 2 or 3 steps up for Zurich, in my opinion. So I think the Sunday would be the harder game. But no, I'm really confident. Really confident.
JP, I hope you're well, mate, as well. Had a good week. But I do believe that Jason's been kind to Zurich, saying we're 2 or 3 times. I think we're 5 or 6, 7 times better than Zurich after what I watched today. I thought they were tidy going forward, but I don't know if it's because if the park was absolutely soaking wet that they couldn't string the passes, but compared to the way we play football, and that's what Hearts played tonight, and Hearts struggled to get up the park against them and get a chance. If Celtic in the full pelt, like we expect them to be, and they've come back for 90 minutes in Europe, no use to that. It will be a hard task for Hearts. I know they can come and sit in, but you know yourself, mate, there's only so much you sit in against a team that's pounding you and pounding you.
Aye, good evening, lads. Hope you're well. It's been a decent week. Looks like the weather's ready to take a wee turn for the worst, I think. I think we've had our summer now. It's getting a wee bit colder, I know, I'm noticing as well. But no, just at the beginning there, Ryan, you were saying high in spirits, mate. I think definitely one of your players is definitely high in spirits going with what happened to the weekend's events. Hopefully, man doesn't take it takes that with a pinch of salt.
How long are sitting on that one for?
Just that he said high in spirits. I couldn't get a word done because you two were playing tennis with one another there. But no, they had to, if we were playing Zurich tonight, mate, they had to put another ball in the park just to give him a warm-up. We would have, Celtic's a different story altogether. I'm not being disrespectful, but we would have pumped him. It would have been like taking candy if he wins. And I think Hearts are in serious trouble come Sunday as well, because if a team like Zurich can pin you in, then I don't know what Celtic are going to do to you, because, like I say, Jason obviously likes to be kind, as we know, so he's given him a wee bit of hope there, saying it 2 or 3 times. I don't even think you would put Zurich next to Celtic on a football field, let alone put them on a pitch. But like I say, we're in uncharted waters here as well, lads, because normally we're playing these silly qualifiers, or tough qualifiers as we call it right now, and we're sitting with big Cubans out in the flip-flops on, making the Champions League draw happening next Thursday, and then we'll all be probably sitting behind our couches with a clean-up suit. Fucking, what did I watch that for? Why did I do that to myself? My hair's going grey now, mate. You see me next Thursday night. But no, listen, I think Hearts are in a good shout again to Europa League. I do think it's going to be tough for them if they do get there. Even in the Europa Conference, I still think it's going to be tough. I don't think, but listen, there's still time in the transfer window, so Robbie Nielsen still might strengthen. There's rumours today about potential Murrell wanting to talk to Robert Snodgrass. I actually think Snodgrass would be a good signing for Hearts. Come in and, well, if they get to Europe, then it becomes a much more of an attractive commodity for Snodgrass, especially coming off the back of being with Luton. No disrespect to Luton, but like you wouldn't be rolling out of bed to play 5 a side with them, let alone fucking want to go and play with our team. So as I say, I think that could be a potential sighting for Hearts if they were to do a bit of homework, and he's a freebie as well, so why not? Why would you not want to try and... It's experience as well, I know, so it would bring a wealth of experience at a huge... He's played at a big level before internationally and played in the Premier League, so that would, in my opinion, that would be a no-brainer for Hearts to go and try and snatch somebody like that for the transfer window. But you don't know what's obviously left for them to do in the transfer window. I do think if they get to the Europa, they might strengthen. I think they will be allowed to strengthen. It would be silly not to, because then they would seriously struggle. Like he says tonight, like Halkett's went off and they looked like a fucking fish out of water after that. Big boy Civic came on and I think he looked as if he'd just come off the back of the Brownies or something like that, or the under 14s. He looked as if he'd just come off the bus, threw a strap on and put him on the park. He like a rabbit in the headlights. I think if he plays like that on Sunday, Kyogo, Giacomakis, Maeda, whoever it may be, he'll get absolutely destroyed. And I think potentially you know, you could be looking at probably a changed Hearts team on Sunday as well. I'd imagine they'll make changes. I think the night was set up defensively. We obviously no one to get beat heavily like Dundee United. So, as I say, but I'm not fearing Hearts on Sunday, that's for sure.
On Snodgrass, I know I've always rated Snodgrass as a player. I know he's been championed. I don't know him personally, but just people I know him. I might be wrong, but I know he's a massive Celtic fan, and I think he'd jump at the chance to go to Celtic, wherever, because I know there's rumours about him.
He'd come up here in his BMX.
There was rumours about him. I think the season for 10 in a row. I'm sure. And a few fans were like,
I think it was the one just when Lennon came in.
There was close to him. I think there was rumours about him being close or whatever.
I think it did nearly happen.
And there was a few fans. Again, fans allowed their opinion. This is, I think Snodgrass is maybe 35 now. At the time, I think he was maybe 32, 33. Still playing at a decent level, I think, with West Ham. I think he was either going on loan to Celtic or he was just let go with West Ham.
Yeah.
But he was still, I was like, get him signed up. Experienced, loves Celtic. It'd be a vital part of the club. Obviously, similar to Shane Duffy, Celtic fan experience. We all know there's different reasons why they didn't work out with Shane Duffy, but Snodgrass was coming here. Mindset was clear. It would have been known what the job was in hand. And a guy like that in your dressing room, I know for a fact when they've let half a shit happen, because he'd have been involved in that. He's a captain. He's a fantastic player.
Yeah.
Even with Luton last year, I think he played a decent few games with Luton. So when it comes to Hearts or Motherwell, Hibs, somebody in Scotland, I think it'd be an absolute starter of the week for them. I know he's 35, 36.
I was actually surprised they dropped to that level last season. I know he only spent a season with him, but I was really shocked when I saw he'd signed with him.
I think if somebody like Motherwell or Hearts were to get him, probably more Motherwell. I think for Motherwell, it'd be a massive coup. I think it'd be a brilliant sign for Motherwell. Obviously, Stevie Hamill's a young up manager, somebody like that in the dressing room would let Stevie Hamill deal with the man. Obviously, you got to deal with anybody, but let Snodgrass and guys that deal with the dressing room. Said it's just about experience, and I think he would do well for Motherwell. But I know there's a slight talk about it. I don't know if it is any.
I think he'd be terrible. Like say Paul McGinn and that. I know because he's quite an older heat now as well. And
so I think somebody like that would even benefit Hearts as well, because Hearts are they try and be attacking. He would fit the ball to help Shanklin and Boyce up front. So
he's got a fair big on him or not.
He's a cracking player.
He's a cracking player.
Even the new, I would still say he's a cracking player. So if somebody in Scotland was to get him, obviously, I don't know if he'd be at level to play with Celtic anymore, but Hearts and Motherwell, etc., I think a good side. But also, Jason, he mentioned Burnaby, JP, which you don't really know too much about it, but on the...
No, that was just a wee joke. That was just a wee back humor, that was all.
We've both spoken
Is that still too early for that kind of stuff?
No, listen, JP, we've both spoken about it in the podcast because we wanted to obviously know between me and you personally. We didn't want to mention it because we wanted to make sure we knew what it was about. Yeah. We didn't want to say stuff in case we knew something that wasn't right, and you come out with silly quotes. So obviously what we know is he's involved in an incident. We don't know the full details yet, but some of the outcry about him to get released or to get binned with the youths, and let's just shut up, man. The guy's made it. He might have harmed somebody, which is it's ridiculous, and it deserves to get fined and whatever with the club, etc. But see all this, get him to France, get him to Spain, get him away. There's guys who have played football that have done horrendous stuff, murders, etc., and they've come back and played football. So just settle down, man, relax. The guy's a young boy. He's living at a hotel. He's made a silly error by doing what he's doing, and we all know it's ridiculous what he's done if it's what he said to be done. But again, we don't know until the investigations come out what it is. The club have obviously backed him because he's still training. He's not been told to, he's not been suspended or nothing. So the club are backing him. So, Jason, if the club are backing him and he's still there, and if he's in the squad on Sunday, then what's the big outcry? It's different if he's not on the squad and he's been suspended, and then I go, right, well, maybe there's something sinister about this. Maybe there's something more we need to keep an eye on about him. But he's a young boy. He's made a mistake. Some players have made 2, 3, 4 mistakes. He's still got in the squad and fans don't say nothing. Is it just because he's no Scottish or he's no fucking English?
The amount of mistakes Effie Ambrose made, mate, and he still got again this week, so...
Look at Griffiths. Prime example. How many mistakes Griffiths made and he still get in the squads.
Just bad decision making, I think, really, mate. I think it's just some of the...
But again, though, with this, with Bernabei, it's been blown well out of proportion by some people, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like we were saying before we come on there, it was... There's levels to it. You know what I mean? Nobody condones it, right? But he made a stupid mistake. He could have been something as innocent. He said a couple of pints with his dinner and he went and he drove his motor or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. And then, but you got to Twitter, and there's some fans that are going, "Oh well, I've found out about him, and he shouldn't be representing the club." Well, does that mean our club captain shouldn't represent the club then? He made a mistake. We've all done it.
He wasn't a club captain at the time when he made it. Again, he was a young boy on the Gilgis team when that happened as well. Even
if you look at Scott Brown at that time, he was out in the, remember, with the cup final 2 days before, he was sitting in and he was sitting having a kebab. Drunk, and people were going, "Oh, he shouldn't be doing that." Was that before the cup final? Was that no?
I don't know.
Was that not an old photo? It was just dug up for somewhere and it was made out that was like the night or two before that.
It got released 2 days before the final. Conveniently got released.
Aye, but does it not turn out that, I'm not 100% sure on it, right, but does that not turn out to be like an older photo than what it was made out at the time?
It might have been, but I do get what you're saying, Jason, that nobody was shouting about Scott Brown this and Scott Brown that because it's Scott Brown. It's similar when it comes to players. If Ralston was Ralston-Dino, he'd be fucking up for fucking player of the year.
I think
that's just the way things are.
I think people forget those.
He's not copying my part, Boyle.
That's why I'm a gaffer, mate.
Again, sweet on his lines, mate. Aye.
I think people forget.
Keep me in a job, sir.
Even though they're footballers, right, they're human beings.
I know, mate.
Human beings, and we all make mistakes, and that just some of the stuff. I mean, fans are getting know. We've just spent $3.5 million on this guy, signed a 5-year deal. So why would Celtic go, "Well, you're not going to play for us again"? Because of something like that. It's probably already been dealt with, by the way, with the club. It's done, finished, but.
And he can't get in a team for wee Greg Carlos. Brian's billing.
Hey.
I'm happy, mate. I'm happy.
Let's just take a wee minute. Let's just take a wee minute to discuss Greg Taylor. That has got to be the most improved Celtic player. Without a shadow.
I don't know. I think he's been watching fucking Kaka DVDs or something, man, because he's playing like a playmaker, isn't he?
Hey, did you watch him against Kilmarnock? There was one point he was.
Look that ball for the first goal, mate.
He was at right mid, and then he's going out to left mid. He was centre mid, and you're just like, what?
What I noticed about him, especially the first day of the season, was his severe work rate, mate, on and off the ball. See when we're in transition to get the ball back, he works his socks off for the team after the ball. He's not the biggest guy on the planet, mate, but he puts his body in where he knows he's going to take a hit. And he's 100% dedicated to the cause, and you can see it. And I think now that's starting to breathe fresh air right throughout the whole squad, and they know, and they feel safer with him there. There's a point here where I'm going like that. See if he gets injured, we're knackered. But obviously, Bernaby's there. But before we signed Bernaby, I was saying to my dad at the beginning of the season, remember he got injured, what was it? He was limping. Did he not come off at Ibrox limping?
He done his shoulder, remember?
No, that was maybe before. It was his head out, man, about this time last year, wasn't it? But was it no when he came off limping at Ibrox? And I was like, I was actually.
Aye, he took off and did they all put Ralston at left back?
Aye, so they did. Aye, that's right, so they did.
Was that the one, the 2-1 or the what?
Yeah, the 2-1 game last season, aye. And I was really panicking. I was going, I hope that's no long term, because we do not have we don't have somebody to sit there, like, because, okay, we've played Juranovic here, but for me, Juranovic long term is better on the right.
100%.
And I was really worried at that time for taking it. I've just, you know, my feelings on it. Fell away last season. I've been singing his praises. I've seen a significant improvement in him since Hans took over. I don't know what Ange's put in his water and his dinner plates or whatever they're doing in the staff canteen room, but they fucking just better keep doing it because see if he keeps playing the way he's playing, and this isn't kidding on. See, well, Tierney's still not 100% fit. He could easily get a game in Scotland, easily. And I
think he's got to be, as much as you know.
And I mean proper chatting the door stuff, right?
See the thing I know about, right? See what you're saying with Taylor, right? I don't actually remember, right, Taylor having a howler or a stinker. He's had bad games, but I don't actually remember me turning and go, woof, he's rotten.
The one the night against Sol, that night at Parkhead against Solback when he dived in. That's the first time I've properly seen him getting done. After that, that's the only thing that sticks in my mind. And you can't really say he never played bad the whole night. But what I mean is that moment was just like, oh no, what you doing? But you've just he opened up the whole. I think one of the goals actually came for it, done it.
Aye, as well, JP, right? But look who he was replacing. He was replacing Tierney. So he was always going to be.
He was always going to be.
You know what I mean? He was always going
to. I'll tell you what. See if he keeps playing the way he's playing now. Tierney's going to be a distant memory soon, and that's no maybe. People might say, "Shut up, you after you're talking rubbish," but all you've got to do is look at his numbers, look at the way he's performing, and look at the way the team are playing when he's on that. When he sort of plays that inverted role, he's like a number. He's like an extra number 6.
For me,
and the thing about it is he gets stuck in.
For me, for when I'll probably say that Greg Taylor's proved me wrong when it comes to Europe. That's when I'll judge him because listen, Scotland.
The whole team's on that sort of.
Aye, but this is what I've always said. I know we have a bit of banter about him. In Scotland, I've always said he's fine. He'll do for Scotland in the SPL. But it's can he be the left back to take us to the next level? That's what I've always said. But I don't think he's played as a stinker. It's just simple. I think it was simple mistakes he was making, Jason. Now he is progressing, and listen, that's I can go. Do you know what he's doing better now? Then I praise him. I'm not going to go back on my word. I still don't believe he is a man to take us forward European wise. But then that's his time now to prove me wrong and go. Do you know what? Fuck you, Ryan. Which I'll go. Do you know what? Fine, that's fine. I'll appreciate I've made a mistake. It was not a mistake because at the time he's not good enough. Because when I first came in, him and Ralston weren't good enough. Fans weren't happy with Taylor. Fans were like, why is Ralston in the squad? So not just me says that. Most of the fans in the stadium thought the two were gone.
Yeah.
I did say it a few times, I was like, he's fucking not, Taylor's not.
It's not the fact he's had stinkers, it was simple things he was doing wrong, like kicking the ball at the park and misplacing and bam like that. If that's the guy we've got to take us to the next level, I'm like, fuck, man.
Do you think that was because that was the style he was used to doing it at Kilmarnock, though?
But I've always says, again, I'm not a professional player, but I've always says good players can adapt to whatever. I've always says that. If you're a good player, you can adapt to what the manager wants. But Julian can adapt it. So is he as good as what you think? Maybe no. Maybe he's only just a one-style player and he can only play that's it. But Taylor's adapting. He's slowly adapting to do. You can see that, which I can say he's work rate. One thing, another question on him is his work rate and desire to fight for the team. I've always said that. I think I watched something about Gary Neville. It's actually on YouTube. I've thought to watch it. He says about basically you can have talent. He says, but if you work hard, don't give up. Work hard every day. Don't give up. That'll take care of your talent. It will take care of your talent, and that your talent will help you towards that. And that's why we're talking with Taylor now. Maybe the talent's there, but maybe something had to happen from now to make him better. And this is maybe what Andrew's doing. So the European side will be where we probably judge the guys like Jota, basically the full squad. This is where I'll say that's Andrew's biggest test, me, Jason, is Europe now. We know what he can do in Scotland. He's brought us to back in the top table, which was never going to be in doubt after a few games. You've seen what we started today. Europa League last year, take away some of the results. We did play well, but the game management side was poor. Some of the decisions when it comes to substitutes, I thought was poor, and team selection was poor. And obviously the Bodo Glimp game, that will stick in my mind until we. Until that was what we money here. Maybe we are a step still behind, and we know we're still a step behind when it comes to European football. But JP, I think that under Ange now, the way we're playing, you're going into these games a bit more confident. Still, we are horns around your neck that fuck, are we going to get fucking pumped away from home when he plays fucking free up front? Because you know he's. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Every Celtic fan, hold your fucking remote as tightly as you can for 90 minutes away from home, because it's going to be either we're going to score goals or it's going to be up and down the full game, because the way he's playing football, you're not going to get 5 minutes of just tippy-tappy fucking play. So for me, JP, I think that this is the European stage when we get the draw next week. This will be where we see Ange, I would say, and we can judge him properly, because we've judged him in Scotland. We know he's the best manager, we've got the best squad, and now can he be the manager to take us to the last 16, take us to finishing third in a fantastic group, or getting us to the next level? People might say you've got fucking big dreams to finish second. Listen, if I don't think I can finish second, then we should put me in it there. Why? You've got to dream big. So if we can try and beat these competitions, these teams in this competition, Ange is probably the best manager to do it, JP, because look, we had Gordon Strachan, right? He had, I don't want to say average team, because you had still very, very good players, but in terms of maybe teams in the past, it was an average team for European football. You had Donati and Hartland Robson were fantastic players when it comes to being warriors and digging in, but they weren't technically brilliant. Scott Brown was a warrior, but you didn't know you've got technically gifted players in your team. Even Rodgers had that, and he didn't do very well. So this is for me, JP. You judge these guys now, and it will be. I think they will get judged now, even if they get a bad defeat. The media will give Ange it fucking big time.
Definitely, mate. But just as you said there about the non-technical side of it, the other teams that we've had, I think this is the most technical team I've saw.
You could be right, mate. Aye.
Today. Everybody in our team is comfortable with the ball at his feet. They all want the ball. They're all showing for the ball. They're playing in a formation and a style that Celtic have never played in before, with these inverted fullbacks, and like, half the teams in fucking Europe don't even play like that. They're still flat at the floor, and they still try and play. They'll play through the lines to so far, and then they go wide to try and get the crosses into the box. Some teams have got bigger strikers, so they need to play like that. We play right through every triangle and every angle. Our football isn't one-dimensional. It goes for different. It can differentiate. Even when you bring Giacomakis on, when you want to play the ball into feet with him, he has got better at judging timing, and he knocks the ball. Like he's good at that 1-2 stuff. See that, knocking the ball into like Jota's path or Abada's path. But he's good with that chest, when he's chesting the ball down and turning. He's good at that and all. He's also good at fucking drawing fouls when you're away from home in Europe. See, you get these Eastern European teams and they all want to say his club G. Big man's going to be good at that, mate. He was only on the park for 30 seconds against Ferenc Varos, and he took the fucking light right off the whole team. I don't know if you remember that. Big boy Mamie went right through the back of him, the big boy get booked. And that's what Giacomakis brings to the team. It's severe work rate. But the technical side of it, you look at the players we've got now: Hatate, McGregor, O'Reilly, Moy, Turnbull. You've now got Juranovic. Carter Vickers is good with the ball. Jens looks decent with the ball. Taylor's really good on the ball.
Ralston or not?
Jota, Ralston's good on the ball. Joe Hart's got his moments, but he'll get away with it because he only does a simple thing. I've noticed that for the season's began. His judgment is getting better as well in terms of knowing what to do, when to do it, play it long, play it short, play it fast, and he loves doing that. I know. I don't know if you've noticed at Celtic Park, the fucking ball boys are on point with him because you get that ball going fast, and we end up scoring a lot of goals off the back of that. We're playing quick. Maeda's speed, energy. Abada, same again, speed, energy, power. Kyogo, speed, good on the ball of me, man. He played a fucking belter of a pass at the weekend to Jota, a defence splitting pass. Jota tries a shot when he should have looked up and gave it to Maeda. Maeda had an open goal. But that would have been a great goal, by the way, if that materialised the way I've just said it there. But then you're bringing them off the bench. You've still got guys like Big Starfelt, who's really decent on the ball, I would say, now. Doesn't waste a pass, he always does a simple thing. And then you've got, I'm running out of players now, aren't I? I think I've used the full 11 and the fucking subs that he's kind of playing now. And then obviously, we know he's looking to sign players as well. again, that will remain to see. But as I say, the team's really comfortable, and I think they'll be really prepared. I think they've got a good coach here in Harry Kuehl, who will no doubt be talking to them about his experiences and knowledge and a wee bit of knowledge about what to expect. I mean, some boys have had the luxury like Forrest, McGregor, Joe Hart, they've all played in the Champions League before, so we can use their experience as well. But I think, like say for Jota and Kyogo, I think and Abada, especially in an attacking sense, right? And I think we're flourishing and we've seen their attacking play because they implement a Harry Kuehl into the team, mate. I think there's got to be some sort of wee tweaks being made there. Harry will be. Yeah. Jota's starting to shoot a lot more than he ever did before. He would always cut in, look for a pass. He'd try the odd shot and it would maybe nearly hit my fucking great granny's house or my dad's van or whatever. Games at Celtic Park. Although Turnbull tried one last week. He tried one on Sunday, in fact. And it nearly hit my motor. It bounced straight by it, nearly took a wing mirror off.
I think it's still travelling.
Aye, that's probably the most lowest in tempo I've seen Turnbull play in a wee while.
Aye.
I just thought he was the one in the team that sort of, I don't want to say out of sorts, but he just didn't quite click for him on the day.
I think he's confident.
Out with that, I thought we were excellent. But this team have got technicality all over the pitch, right? And I think with the speed that we've got also throughout the team, I really do think we'll surprise the Celtic fans as well, and we'll surprise a lot of the doubters that are already sitting there ready. You're saying grip the remote type. These cunts are sitting ready to grip laptops, phones, you name it, mate. They're ready to go and they're ready to. I can actually read. I could probably read out about 10 headlines and know that I'm ready on the go. Mm-hmm. Easy.
Another European disaster.
Another disaster. Another Fiat. There's Super Real, go ballistic, Celtic are atrocious, something like that. It'd be something mental. And as I say, and I think a big night under the lights at Celtic Park, mate, we know how special the nights can be. I think you're going to see at least one belter. And it's going to be a wow, it's going to be a oof, didn't expect that. Even we'll go to the game probably going, Jesus Christ, what I just witnessed. And we'll all be talking about like the night we beat them 3-0 at Celtic Park. We'll all be talking about that again. And I think the next couple of weeks, 2 months coming, mate. I really do.
Yeah. I don't know what you say there, Jason, about Turnbull. Do you know, I think that was maybe due to the park as well?
I think so, I think it might have been because they didn't water that park. They didn't water it or nothing. They done nothing to really help it, but not why they do. But I don't know. I think he's just getting a wee bit of confidence now. I don't know what's up with him because he played against Ross County and all, and he wasn't really that great. And I like Turnbull. I think I'm one of his biggest fans, but I think Hatate will be back on Sunday anyway. I don't know. I think it's just that wee bit of confidence. It's just he's not playing with that urgency that Ange wants. But I don't know. That could just be that he had that bad injury. Maybe he's still waiting for it to click, and he just waiting for that one game where you're like, right, I'm all right now. I don't know, mate. It's one of those ones. I don't know. I think it could be a confidence thing, but I still think Turnbull will deliver this year because his numbers are phenomenal, man.
I rate him, Jason. Anybody who listens to the podcast will know I rate him. I think he's very, very technically very good. People say, oh, he's not against Rangers or he doesn't. But certain players fit certain games. Just because he doesn't mean that David Turnbull might be better playing against the Hearts at home or something at home. Maybe Rangers is maybe where you put in your Hatate, O'Reilly's. That's certain players fit certain games, and that's just the way it is. I don't know what you think. I'll go to JPF or say to you, mate. What do you think? Obviously, there's rumours about the guy for Rubin Kazan. I don't know if I'll say his name. I'll try and say his name. I might get it wrong. I don't know if it's Said Haksabanovic. I don't know if I'll get that right.
No. Good attempt, though, mate.
Did we attempt, right?
I'm not even going to attempt it.
He's, I think, about 18 caps or something for Montenegro. I think he's Swedish, but he's Montenegrin international-wise. I know that he was bought for a good bit of money for Kazan. I think it's about €6.5 million, but they've been relegated, I'm sure. So that's why Celtic are getting for just a bit less. I think it's €4.5 million. So that might work out about €3.5 million money. I don't know how that works out in terms of money wise, but he's a winger, but I think he's best in number 10 role for what I've seen. Some decent skills, quick on the ball, might not be quick pacey wise, but he looks decent. I think he looks to be fit with the system. Again, people will look at his stats and go, oh, he played at West Ham, and then he play. He was like 18, 19, he played at West Ham. He was a young boy. West Ham obviously put a punt on him and thought he'd be coming do well. Maybe he's just a wee fish in a big pond that didn't walk out from. And just spoke about how Jason bats to take guys for different positions and play different areas. This guy fits the ball. He can play as a 10, behind the striker, out wide. So if Ange wants him, we just need to trust him. And well, that's the question I want to pose to you, Jason, is does this spell the end of James Forrest?
Yes. Yeah. Because he came on Sunday and I didn't even know he came on the park.
I thought it was hopeless for 10 minutes.
How do you know he came on now?
Because you told me on the podcast. Because you told me on the podcast. How he got a free, he's got that 3-year deal on merit. Listen, you can't take what James Forrest take everything what he's achieved at Celtic. It's been unbelievable, but he's not a winger anymore. If he's he needs to change his game if he wants to play at Celtic. I think it's one of those players where he's good to have a run and all that because of what he's done. But if you get this new boy in, I would say he's going to be he's going to be sixth choice or something then, because you've got Jota, Abada, Maeda, that new guy, and Forrest, fifth choice. Where does he fit into that?
You getting that in the back of your top, that new guy?
No, because I'll be about 40 quid.
No for his actual name. I'm talking about just get the new guy.
Oh, the new guy? Aye. But he's a number 10. That's what we've been talking about, saying that we need. Then you need another option up there. I think that's it's a pure Ange signing. Because I thought the deal was off because we didn't know moaning about money or something, Ruben Kazan saying when they're getting the price from or something, and then it just the last couple of days it's just came back up. So I would say it definitely spells the end for Forrest, in my opinion, anyway, and it certainly almost puts Mikey Johnson out the door. Thank God.
I don't know what you think, JP, but I've always said that by all accounts of what I've read for Ange didn't really come out to say it, but for what I got from his article, if that was the article he says, his piece basically gave it on merit of him being here for a long time. Basically says that he might not play as much and he's frustrated at that, but we still feel he's got value, etc., etc. To me, I generally do think it was down to loyalty and being here for so long. Because for me, every time he's won the park recently, it just looks away from it. I don't know if that's confidence or
this year, Brian.
It might be, mate. I think roughly this year, maybe this year, mate, he's been here 9 or 10 years, so on the first team anyway. So for me, JP, I think he's a valuable squad member, but while I know that's going to be him playing every week off the bench, if this guy signs, I think you're signing a guy like this to come and challenge your wingers. This guy's not coming to sit on the bench. If it is to happen, you don't pay £3.5 million or £4 million for a guy, let's be fair, for a guy from a foreign country. Maybe £3 million just for talk's sake, see Kevin Nisbet, right? He'll be a backup striker. We know that. But you're not signing a guy for talk's sake £4 million roughly to no play, to no challenge. Yeah. He's coming to challenge Abada, Maeda and Jota. And for me, that does leave Forrest to your fifth choice and Mikey Johnson away on loan, probably.
I would agree with that in terms of Mikey Johnson, mate. It's a shame as well because I thought the boy early doors had talent. Obviously, it's just no kind of panned out the way we thought for him. Although I've said before, mate, I do think Ange sees something in the lad. I think it will only be a loan deal. I would be really shocked if there's an option to buy. I think Ange would like at least one more look at him in terms of when he gets him out on loan, can he go and rekindle his form? Because if he can, Ryan, I'll just
Hi, I'm Brian. Hi, I'm Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian. That's not bad. Sounds the same, doesn't it? Brian, Ryan, whatever you want to say. I'm only kidding, man. Anyway, this was my last night in the podcast. I think I'm a 3:45 will be in the post after that, man. No, I think Mikey will get moved out on loan. I think obviously Ange will want to have a look at him, keep up to date with his progress, and bring him in next season maybe and see where he is. Like I say, I would be really shocked if there's an option to buy. But then again, Celtic have shocked me before in terms of deals and what they've done. Forest will be doing the pecking order, I would imagine, definitely. The lad for Kazan, Syed Haksabanovic.
There you go,
He's been sitting there all day trying to get that right.
They paid the P45s back in the draw now. He's just redeemed himself with that.
That's it. Thank you.
JP, look, it depends on you. That's it.
Aye, depends on who's commentating on him. I've looked at a couple of his videos and I've heard a couple of commentators. One's call him Syed and one call him Syed. But obviously that depends who the commentary is. But his surname is Haksabanovic. I think the only part of him being Swedish, I think he's maybe shopped in IKEA maybe once or twice and he's just labelled that himself. But as far as I know, he knows Carol Starfelt really well. I think obviously that might be a big pull in terms of the deal as well. Yeah, obviously. But obviously, going with my understanding, I think we were sort of linked to him at the very, very beginning of this window.
His name's been linked before me,
and then it disappeared. But obviously, it must be an area of the pitch that Ange thinks we're still pretty light on, and for me, that's fucking scary. If Ange to think this boy could come in and take his own level as well and make us stronger in that area, where we already think we're really strong. I think teams are in for a bit of a fucking shock then, because this boy looks like a total baller. He's good with his 2 feet. He likes to shoot. He can take people on. I seen somebody saying today he's not very fast. I've obviously not watched enough of him because the boy's fucking rapid. He's certainly rapid enough to get away from people playing out wide. I think enough playing out wide with him is in terms of his skill and ability. He can just beat you for fun. He likes a nutmeg. He tries to go for it quite a lot of the time as well. But he's running off the ball is key as to probably he's a typical Ange Postecoglou signing.
He looks a bit high as well, JP. But tough.
Yes, he's quite
that side of the country's a bit fucking, know what I mean?
Yeah, he's good at holding people off, and he can take a challenge. He's not scared to challenge people when he needs to. His press is very good as well. Like I say, he ticks every box in what obviously Ange is looking for. He's 23 as well, so this isn't a project signing by any means. A guy that we're probably not going to see for 6 months.
Jason, aye.
If he was to sign tomorrow, I guarantee he'll be on the bench for Sunday. I do think he'll come in and make an impact. And again, he's coming into a squad I've got great camaraderie. Let's face it as well, lads, he needs to fit a certain criteria before he's signed.
Mm-hmm.
So he must fit that mould, otherwise Ange ain't making that signing. Let's not forget Ange had a chance to sign Paddy Roberts again and said no after a 5-minute conversation. Because he understood and he got a vibe through Paddy that Paddy's long-term ambition wasn't Celtic.
Like you say,
and that was key. Same with Riley McGree.
It's obviously, like you say, sorry to cut you off, just to get it in while we're on the topic. It's probably going on what you're saying, mate. That the fact he's probably been chasing him and now he's looked up him and went, you know what, now we'll get him because we feel he's right.
Yeah. I would imagine he's done his due diligence, mate. Yeah, because Ange doesn't he doesn't suffer fools that way. I think he knows what he's going to get, and in terms of, and I think this through Ange's recruitment team he's now put together. I would imagine maybe Mark Lowell is partly behind this one as well. I would like to think he is, because he's been brought in for that duty and purpose. and it looks like we're headed down a path under Ange that the recruitment's going to be spot on. I'm only going with the nearly 20 signings he's already made, or 20 odd signings he's made. I think the recruitment's going to be spot on. Other than James McCarthy, because it's just not worked out for him. McCarthy's not a bad player, it's just not worked out for him. I don't think he's signed a bad player, as in a bad player that you can go, he's fucking rotten. There's players in the team that are probably squad players. What's that, mate?
They're still at Vida Gucci, innit?
Well, that one I know, but I wouldn't say he's rotten about him either. I would say it might not work out for him because he's certainly down the pecking order in terms of where, especially with Aaron Moy being brought in now as well. And then in there we're really, really well oiled, I would say, in sort of that position. There's people actually saying now that we still need a defensive mid. I slightly disagree. I think we could deploy Aaron Moy into that role. And
I think that's what he was signed for.
Well, that's what I think so as well, Ryan. I think we could deploy him in there. And I think that it would, because anytime he plays, he goes there. And then you see McGregor going one higher to help O'Reilly, if it be O'Reilly, or Hatate, if it be Hatate, or Turnbull, if it be Turnbull. I mean, Jesus, do you want to look at that depth? I've just sort of gave a for instance for. It's going to find, a lot of teams are going to find it hard to compete with that. And the 5 sub-ruling and all that, that's going to be a big thing for us this season because it allows us then to keep that intensity, and it's going to allow us to kill teams off very easily.
I would say so, mate. Last 10 minutes, boys, right? I know JP's having to go, so the last wee bit and then we want to Hearts, we round up, Jason. Obviously seen about Giakoumakis. There was an article from the Celtic Way. I know they won't mind me mentioning it, because obviously they've wrote it on their believings of what they're right about. Again, I'm not going to criticise my own fans, and because in the day they've got a bit of credibility, they've got their website, and what to do is that's their thing. I mean, that's fair play, but I don't agree with it at all, Jason. Again, this is why football's all about opinions. Just a wee quick thing on that, mate. I generally don't believe why you'd want to sell probably the deadliest striker in Scotland if you want to go. I've not looked at these stats amazingly, but he scores just about every time he touches the fucking ball. Again, I'm not a stats person, Jason, but for what I've seen from my naked eye, he had about 5 or 6 touches on Sunday and he scored a overhead kick. For me, if that's him every fucking game, then I'll take it no bother. I would rather keep a guy, let him score goals, reap the rewards, and then sell him for even more money when bigger teams do come calling. I've no doubt that there's interest in just about every Celtic player because of how well we're doing. But to think that you need to sell somebody to then go and buy quality, what you've already got, you're going to have to pay at least £10 million to get the quality of Giakoumakis when you go for basically fucking peanuts, jelly tots. There's more chance of me playing football again than selling Giakoumakis in the summer.
It's fucking beggars belief, really, isn't it, man? I couldn't believe it when I seen that. Top goal scorer last year. Why would we get rid of somebody like that? You know what I mean? The goal that he scored against Kilmarnock, the technique that behind that is. See if that's Messi that scored that goal. That's fucking everywhere because of the league he plays in, doesn't get spoken about enough. But as you say, that's it. That's some people's opinions and that they're entitled to it. But 110% do not agree with that at all. You sell Giakoumakis, don't get anybody in who you left with. Are you? Fucking nah, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know a better striker out there that we could go out and actually sign.
It's not just that, JP, alone, Jason says. It's not just the fact about signing. It's signing the quality for the money. You're not going to get a £2.5 million or £2.75 million striker as deadly as him out there in the market. And again, I'm not a data analyst. I've not got the time to sit and look through all the data about Y-Scout, etc. But I like to think I know a lot about football and strikers out there. Tell me who's deadly as him for that price.
Aye, when I saw the article, I'll be honest with you, I read the first couple of lines out and I just decided to scroll on. Because it wasn't really worth my time, to be honest. That's highly medicated stuff, that, by the way. I'm
trying to be fucking respectful to my
no.
medication.
Listen, it is what it is. Listen, it is what it is. Each to their own. I can slightly understand partly what they were trying to say, and the other half of me just scroll by it because I thought, no. I seen a comment, I don't know who it was for, and I nearly fell off my couch. I nearly wet myself with laughter. The guy's implements, or sort of says that, implies, that's the word I was looking for, he implies that Giacomakis, his work rate wasn't up to scratch, and we had to go and, I know that's what I done, mate. And we had to then go and sign either one or two strikers who would give us better work rate. And I thought to myself at the time, I done a Charlie Nicholas thing there. Just put your phone down, mate, and watch the football. Like, actually watch Celtic playing when he plays. You don't think his work rate's good? Well, what fucking game do you watch when he's up? If he's a Liverpool game on another telly or something?
He wouldn't be at Celtic under Ange if he didn't work hard.
He wouldn't be playing in that setup if his work rate wasn't good. And he's just a big battering ram. He gives us a different type of work rate than the rest of the squad can, because he knows wee nimbles, a lot of them are. But he fucking runs his heart out every time he plays. I mean, like I say, I'm the same as you, Ryan. I'm not a data man. I'm learning a wee bit more about it as we're going. But I wouldn't say that's my forte now. But many one-touch finishes he had.
Just about every goal he scores is one touch.
That's what I'm saying. I think he had about 3 touches at the ball at the weekend, and he fucking scored an acrobatic overhead kick. It looked like he'd just come off a circus.
Fuck's sake, the 3-0 game at Parkhead, man, they two were fucking fucked by half time. He was working that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get any work rate?
Well, as I said, in terms of that statement, people are entitled. Well, everybody's entitled to an opinion, and that's the thing, and that's the beauty of it. We've all got one. I don't know how to get I really still can't get my head around the actual thing and the way I'm looking at football. Maybe it's me, it's highly medicated, I don't fucking know, but I don't know whether I thought I had blurry vision. See, when I was reading, like when I was starting to read it, I was like, what does that? I had to do like a treble take on it.
Start pitching.
Like I say, that is what it is. And
I'm dreaming. I'm not reading this.
Yeah, I was wanting my partner to come in and wake me up and say, right, come on, it's just a bad dream, wake up, honestly. And I woke up with cornflakes in my face or something, but no, it didn't happen. And that is actually reality. But no, as I say, it is what it is, and everybody's got an opinion. But if we were all the same, it would be a bit of a fucking topsy-turvy world we were on.
I think some people just post stuff on Twitter to get this. I was sitting talking about it.
You see, be fair, mate, this is
anybody talking about it, we're just talking about how silly it is.
Anybody who watches your podcast or listens in, they'll know that if we see something silly, we'll call it out. If it's Rangers fans, if it's Rangers fans, if it's the media, if it's anything in football.
You can't even call that out. That needs to be spoke about, man.
But on to obviously a better note, shall I say? Just a wee 5 minutes left to let JP go, Jason. Roughly a wee round.
Is that me getting paid off already?
Actually, getting paid off, mate. Just the pen's back out, mate. That's it. The pen's back out. Bye, Jason. On to Hearts. Obviously, what's your wee final thoughts on the game on Sunday?
I'm going to be very confident. I think that we'll win 3. I'm going to say 4-0. I think we'll win on Sunday. Can't see a major upset coming. I think Hatate will come back in, and I think it's more of the same on Sunday.
I'm probably agreeing with you, mate. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. I don't really want to comment on the score yet, but I do believe it will be, I would say we'll be comfortable, we'll have a lot of the ball. I think Hearts will try stuff us out early doors, because I think as the longer the game goes on, JP, fitness-wise, I don't think they'll be able to do it. Maybe we'll be playing on Thursday, and like you said about the 5 subs, mate, we'll have, obviously, they'll have the 5 subs as well, but we'll have 5 fresh subs, and they won't have a fully fit fresh squad.
Yeah, we're at home now, so unless, like I said to you before in a couple of pods ago, mate, I think it's going to take us to be really poor in terms of teams coming to Celtic Park and us failing to make an impact with them and not get the result we're all looking for. I really think the way we're playing now, we'll be bouncing off the coach, no doubt, up at Celtic there, whatever way they want to get into the stadium. And I can only see a comfortable Celtic victory. I really think Hearts will, as the game goes on, I think Hearts will struggle. They'll have probably one eye on next Thursday night as well.
Yeah.
I think they're only saving grace to it as it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Had it been 12 or half 12, then I think it might have been an even bigger uphill task for them. But the fact that it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, that might be a slight bit of a saving grace for them. But no, I do think it'll be a very comfortable Celtic victory. And again, it'll be a Celtic team that are flying high in confidence. And Ange Postecoglou walk round the pitch and cheering with all the fans again. I think that's what we'll see on Sunday.
I agree. I think I'd like to think it'd be comfortable, especially with Hearts having a hard game tonight. But again, if everybody likes the content, please subscribe to YouTube. It's free of charge. Get myself and JP and Jason on Twitter as well. Just type in the name of the podcast and it'll come up on the YouTube and obviously Twitter as well. And we're on Facebook as well. Again, Jason, JP, thanks a lot, lads. I'm looking forward to the game on Sunday and hopefully a positive result. Thanks a lot, lads, and hail, hail.
Hail, hail, mate. It's been an emotional journey, by the way. I'm sorry this is my last night.
Get him out, Sean.
See you later on.